And speaking of like the day-to-day, like little sliver of gold, Danielle Delizio is here with something from Dewey's Bakery, which is actually this amazingly run bakery that since 1930 has been kicking it old school with like some of their most delicious confections. And quite frankly, I will say that in the spirit of the new year, new me, maybe like let's keep things a little lighter.
Yes.
This, in terms of like, I'm gonna just call it a dessert because it is a cookie.
Yeah.
For so many of us that feel like we could eat 9 or 10 things and you're like, I didn't get the flavor. I didn't get the sustenance of the confection I was trying to eat. Well, you have met your match, because what we're gonna be giving to you is 240 of their Moravian style cookies. Now these are thinner cookies, but do not in any way think that the flavor is going to pack a small punch, because I think that's what will surprise you the most. For $30.60, and for the first time on 5 easy payments ever, you're gonna be getting around 80 of their Meyer lemon cookies, 80 of the toasted coconut, which, hello, if you'd like to wake up in the abyss of winter that sometimes is Philadelphia and feel like you're anywhere else, toasted coconut's a great way to start. But then if you're like looking to throw back to your hometown, Missy, little salted caramel is a great way to kind of feel like you're seaside, but also have that warmth and that flavor every single day. It's M63605. This is something that's on the newer side to QVC. And if you don't know what a Moravian cookie is, great news. A lot of us don't.
Yeah, so we're from Dewey's Bakery. So we opened our doors, like you said, in 1930, and we actually have been really embraced by the community of Winston-Salem for 90 years now. And we actually base ourselves on traditions of the community, which happen to be the Moravians. So these were settlers that came over in the 1700s, and they brought over these really thin style cookies, which are extremely flavorful for the size and the profile that they have. So if you want to go over the flavors with me today, we're going to be doing these.
Yes.
Yeah.
Let us start with the Meyer lemon.
Yeah, so these Meyer lemons are fantastic. One of our best selling cookies that we make. We make these with a cold pressed Meyer lemon oil. So you get a lot of that great sweetness from a Meyer lemon, but then we're also putting some lemon zest in there as well. So you're getting that great kind of sweet lemon and tart lemon in there. And we're even sprinkling on some pure cane sugar too.
Honey.
So, yeah.
Well, I will tell you, before you even take a bite, like the aroma that you get from the brightness of the citrus is better than any cup of coffee you could hope for an attitude adjustment in 5 minutes. So I'm going to, do you break it in half or can you just eat it as is?
You can eat it as is. And the great thing about these is they are low calorie. So they're about 13 calories per cookie. So I mean, for a stack of 9 of them.
That's really good.
Delicious, right? So a stack of 9, about 110 calories. I mean, who can have nine cookies and still feel like you're having a pretty healthy snack, right?
Well, and you know what's interesting about the crunch is it's not too overwhelming, but yet you get to have, I would say, a suitable amount of crunches with every bite being flavor packed. I mean, so many times you go and grab a cookie and it's just like empty calories because you're like, I hope for that little taste of flavor. But you pack that flavor and that aroma right before it even hits your tongue, and then you chew it.
You're exactly right.
And it's like you've bitten into the most delicious little Meyer lemon confection.
Yes, so good.
Wow, what's next?
So we've got the toasted coconut. So toasted coconut is so good. When you open up the box of these, and that smell is gonna just go right to your nose. So we're using scoops of real sweetened toasted coconut flakes, which you can actually see in each and every single cookie. So you've got that beautiful,
that is delightful.
Yeah, you've got that great, beautiful, thin profile there. And I mean, even just imagine you can have these by themselves, but if you're trying to be a little bit more healthy and you maybe want to do a parfait, you could do some yogurt.
Oh, could you imagine this like on a key lime flavored yogurt or a key lime pie?
So good.
The other thing that I would tell you is, like, a lot of times when you go on vacation, obviously there's like a couple of different creamer options, and I find like the more tropical places, like you get into the coconuts and whatnot, it's amazing how you get the warmth from the coconut, but it's still so light. It doesn't weigh you down. And yet with every single bite, it's like you can see somebody in your head like taking these little toasted shavings of coconut and just sprinkling them amongst your palate real quick.
Yeah, and the great thing about these too is they have a fantastic snap to them, a great crunch. So even if you want wanted to even just put them in a food processor, maybe put some butter in there or some pecans, you can actually press these into a beautiful pie crust as well. And then you can put any type of filling that you want to put in there. So they make a great pie crust.
I don't want to tell you how to live your life, but if you were ever going to make a chocolate mousse pie with the coconut crust on the bottom, it kind of would just seem next level.
Yes,
But
so
you
good.
can, because remember, you're getting 80 of each flavor. So far, we've talked about Meyer lemon, toasted coconut, and then the final box that you're actually going to be given is the salted caramel cookie.
Yes, so the salted caramel is so great. So we're using a premium caramel and we're using sea salt as well. So you're getting that wonderful combination of that sweet and salty. Having these with a cup of coffee in the morning, or maybe having a little bit of me time in the afternoon with a afternoon tea. Even if you dunk it in the coffee, it almost gives it a little bit of a caramel latte flavor there, because he's got that great little sweetness to it.
If I didn't know any better and you had your eyes closed and you tried this for the first time, you would think that we had layered out butterscotch syrup
So good.
and made it somehow into this like soft crunch of like a wonder.
Yes,
like
that's
an
exactly
eighth
right.
wonder of the world. And yet, in the same sense, like after you crunch, how when you taste something butterscotch, it's like you can like
dissolves,
feel it
yeah,
like
right on your
going down your
tongue.
throat and into your tummy. Like for a cookie that we call a thin cookie, which by the way has more flavor in it, and then I would say any cookie that you've probably experienced, that's still something that's not left off the table. Where in the world of like being wowed, it's incredible.
It's really good. Thank you so much for saying that.
Yes.
Yeah, and the great thing about these too is, like you said, they're not empty calories. We're using clean ingredients with these, which means we're not using artificial flavors, artificial preservatives, artificial anything. So you're really getting a wonderful cookie that we put a lot of effort into, that we're really proud of.
Well, I will just say this, you know, the great thing is you can have about 9 cookies for around 110 calories, which is super inspiring for all of us. You're like, I'm sorry, how many? I would definitely pre-portion these out, because these are the kinds of things that are so good, like you could eat all 80. But when they arrive to us, if we start snacking immediately, do we need to store them in the refrigerator? Is the pantry fine?
The pantry is just fine. You even could probably put them in like an airtight sealed container.
Yeah, like a lock and lock.
Yeah, you know, I have found that that holds them the best. So
Okay.
refrigerator is not necessary. You can definitely keep them in the pantry.
3 different flavors arriving to your door. We have it for you in the salted caramel, the toasted coconut, and then of course the Meyer lemon. All of these fully prepared to knock your socks off. I mean, it is a smaller cookie. We call it a thin cookie, but it is powerful in the emotion that you feel while eating it. It's like, am I on a deserted island? Am I at one of those places on the boardwalk where they stretch the caramel taffy and you can smell it from 3 blocks away? Or am I in, you know, the southernmost part of Florida, and you've got those grates of delicious and bright and aromatic Meyer lemons right at your doorstep every single morning if you want to.
Yeah.
And yet we're not just talking about eating a cookie. I don't know what that is, but the Southern gal in me is like, honey, that's a trifle that I'd like to have all of that in one serving. What is that?
Yeah, so they're extremely versatile. So like I said, you can eat them alone if you want to. You can put them on top of ice cream. You can put them in a parfait. You can put them in a pie.
Look at us being healthy in a yogurt parfait.
Yeah, really. I mean, think about that. You got yogurt, fresh fruit, sprinkle a little bit of the salted caramel on top of there, and go ahead and layer again. They're extremely versatile. You can enjoy them in so many different ways.
And how many calories are in each cookie?
So every one of them is 15 calories or less. So we've got 2 of them clocking in at 13 calories each, and then 1 of them at 15. So you can definitely enjoy a great, nice little stack.
Surprise and delight is what we do best here at QVC. And trust me, you could buy a plane ticket to Winston-Salem, North Carolina, or you could just get these little wondrous flavored cookies delivered to your door. No choice of, but you're getting 80 Meyer lemon, 80 of the toasted coconut, and 80 of the salted caramel for the first day ever of 6 easy payments of $6. It's M63605. Thank you for the world's best little cookie.
Thank you so much for having me.
You're welcome. All right, I know, mind blown. And
Love
now,
the Meyer lemon.
you know, Lori, I do have to tell you, I did suggest to Stacy that in the world of Galentine's or Valentine's,